I'm going to take a second to talk to you about underdogs.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for
Yeah.
you.
Fly Eagles flying on you on the team. Touchdown, touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a Bird Gang Nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling with Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randolph. Season here, early time to do them in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.
What's going on, you guys? Can you guys hear me? Is everybody hearing me good? What's going on? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. So today is going to be kind of a quick live. We're going to go over the mock draft series. Last year, if you guys were with us as the Philadelphia Eagles, we did a whole mock draft, right? We did a whole mock draft with every single team, a different content creator from every team, and we're doing the same thing this year. We are now at 6 to 10. We're at pick 6 to 10. So if I do, somebody calling me from some weird number, not answering that. But this is gonna be fun. I'm really excited about this. Like I said, 6 to 10. So we do have the Giants in there. We got the Panthers. We got the Seahawks. We got some good guys. But you know, today's really a dry day as far as it goes with news. There's been some rumors going out there, but it's hard to really believe everything you're seeing right now, especially after April 1st. You got to look at the timestamp on it. But I'm going to hop right into this. Before we get into the draft, though, shout out to the sponsor for this video and most of the videos that we do now. BetUS, they're offering 125% match on your deposit up to $2,500. So use the link in the description, or in the chat, excuse me. It's the pinned link. And go ahead and you know, go get your bet on, man. Join 125 is the code you're going to need. But let's get right into this, man. Let's just hop right into it. I'm not trying to wait no longer. So if you remember, obviously that was the top 5. We got the Panthers now coming up.
Yo, what's good, fam? It's your boy Rashad, representing Panther Nation, representing PNP, representing Panther Nation Podcast. And I'm here to make the pick for the Carolina Panthers. First of all, I want to apologize for the delay on this. There was a little thing called Deshaun Watson going on. Deshaun Watson, we had that whole situation, and I wanted to make sure that was all taken care of before I gave my pick, just because that changes everything, essentially. Obviously, Deshaun Watson picked the Cleveland Browns.
And that's one thing I do want to say, is that this is kind of the weird part of this year. Last year, I feel like it was tough because we did like hour-long shows with everybody, which was fun, but it was just kind of hard to really manage. This year, I feel like it was the NFL that was holding us back, right? Like, I felt the NFL had a different headline every day almost. There was like so many rumors. We didn't know what our teams were going to look like coming into this. But yeah, that's a good point.
Leaving us in a situation where we still need a quarterback. Sam Darnold obviously is not the answer. And so I think free agency so far, we've done a great job setting up free agency, setting up our quarterback to be successful. We've got a nice center in Bradley Bozeman. We picked up a nice guard in Austin Corbett. So we're looking good. The offensive line is starting to take shape. We just need a left tackle and we'll be fine. And that's going to do wonders for my pick. And coming in number 6 in the 2022 NFL Draft, I'm going with Malik Willis. Now, do I think the Carolina Panthers are going to take Malik Willis? Probably not. They're probably going to go Kenny Pickett, but I think Malik Willis has far more upside than most. So that's just my opinion. So I think that, you know, I don't know if our head coach, Matt Rule, who's coming in on the hot seat, he's on the hot seat this year. I don't know if he has time to sit back and wait for Malik Willis. So I do think they're going to go with Kenny Pickett personally, if Kenny Pickett makes it to 6. Obviously, he just had his pro day yesterday, so he's looking good. He's looking good, so teams may come up to try to take a Kenny Pickett, and therefore we might not even get a quarterback. We may have to wait till later and get Desmond Ridder. But I digress. If it were me, and the way this draft fell, I'm going with Malik Willis. Shout out to the Panther Nation. Shout out to all the Panthers fans that follow us, PNP, Panther Nation Podcast, and shout out to all the Philly fans that come through. Y'all be heavy, man. So shout out to all the Eagles fans. PNP, keep pounding. We out.
All right, so the Carolina Panthers take Malik Willis. And obviously I know these picks and everything. I don't know why I gave that. Wow, like I forgot. I don't know what's up with me today. But either way, look, Malik Willis, like he said, does have a lot of upside to him. There's an argument that there's guys that are better right now. It depends on what you're looking for as a scout, I guess, and I don't think any of these quarterbacks are worth going in the top 10, but I understand when you're a QB needy team, right? You kind of jump the gun on people that maybe don't have the best grades. I don't know. Seeing a quarterback go this early is what the Eagles want to see as a fan base, because this helps us. Don't get me wrong, this definitely helps us. But Malik Willis, I thought this was the first pick that kind of would draw some drama. So it's going to be interesting to see what y'all think. I don't hate the pick, and I understand it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rashad. PMP those are my brothers over there, so I appreciate him doing this for me. But, I don't know. I don't know if that would have been my pick. Shout out to Games and Montage, says first up in here. What's going on, Midwest Eagles fan? What's going on, Bryce Blackwell, Samuel Rowe, excuse me. You wanted Kenny Pickett. Or you said take Malik Willis. Who did you want? You wanted Kenny Pickett or Malik Willis? Sugar Daddy Williams in here. Kenny Pickett is better than Malik Willis. Malik Willis is worse than Kenny Baby Hands. I don't know. I think that, yes, right now, I think that Kenny Pickett is probably a more put together product. But there is a high ceiling with who Malik Willis can be. That's the whole thing. I think that's the sexiness of him as a prospect, that he can be, to the ceiling, really. If you really look at it, right, the same way that people look at a Lamar Jackson, same way people look at a Jalen Hurts, if we're being 100% fair. People look at it with kind of rose-colored glasses and say this guy could be something crazy. So, Malik Willis, I compare him a lot to Jalen Hurts. I think that he obviously can run the ball. He's obviously elusive, and he obviously, can make passes when need be, but he doesn't have the mindset. He doesn't have the right mindset, kind of like a Jalen Hurts. It's just, the reading of defenses I don't think is there. And then the arm is a rocket. I will say that. Malik Willis has a rocket of an arm. But I don't know. I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I can do it. I'm glad the Eagles don't have a top 10 pick, because we would almost be certainly taking a quarterback, just knowing us. But yeah, high ceiling could take Bo Nick's job at Auburn. Couldn't take Bo job. No, it's facts. It's facts. People look at the size, speed, right? They look at all those things that a quarterback don't necessarily always have. And then they look at that arm strength. I think that his arm strength is not something to scoff at. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. There's talent everywhere, right? You see Carson Wentz came out of a, very, very small school. Now there's a couple more people following suit. We can stay on the Eagles. That Dallas Goedert went to what, North Dakota, or was it South Dakota? I forget how that works out. But either way, he went to one of the Dakotas as well. So it's not like we have these guys that are from the biggest of schools. Look, if you have talent, the NFL will find you. I think that Malik Willis is just a very intriguing prospect. I don't think that he's the best prospect right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they all went and played a game right now with an NFL team, I think that the others would probably have a better go at it. But, it is what it is. So we'll see what the Giants are here to do.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Ranting with Ruben, brought to you by the Philly podcast. And today, I've been given the opportunity to select the New York Giants 7th pick, and I humbly accept. So before I make this pick, I just want to start off by saying the two offensive linemen that I was actually looking for, and I felt like the Giants needed, if you see earlier in the draft, they were already selected. So it's time to fill other holes. Yes, could I bring up another player like Cross? Of course. But at this moment, I'm looking for a little bang for its buck. Also, at this moment, the 7th pick is where I actually would look for a trade. This is where at the 5th pick, no, I would select the highest graded player. But as the 7th pick, this is where I'm looking for a desperate team, a team looking for a desperate quarterback, or just a player that they have their eyes locked on. But since I'm not able to make trades and we have to take the pick, then with the 7th pick, I have the New York Giants selecting Trayvon Walker, defensive end from Georgia. That's exciting, right? And the reason we accept him is because at this moment, we're trying to give our new defensive coordinator, Martindale, some toys. And as he stated before, and I've heard him say this, so you've probably heard him say this, pressure bust pipes. And right now, you add Trayvon Walker with Leonard Williams and Ojulari, and now guess what? We're going to bring some pressure. Now let's hopefully bust some pipes. And we'll be like the old days where Lawrence Taylor used to run around screaming, let's run around like a bunch of crazed dogs. And that's what we're looking for. With the 5th pick, we get Stingley, hopefully to replace Bradbury and man-on-man coverage. And then now we add Trayvon Walker, give a toy to our new DC. And hopefully that's the building of a great defense. Let's go, Big Blue.
Yeah, I hope they don't get none of those people. Shout out to my guy Ruben. Yeah, that's look, Trayvon Walker is a name that has been kind of brought up to the top right now. A lot of people are even talking about that he could be a top 5, top 10 pick. So it's interesting to see how much he's jumped. I like Trayvon Walker. Shout out to East Coast Gridiron, who says he sucked in the Senior Bowl. I don't think any quarterback was really that good in the Senior Bowl. I don't think anybody really did that well. But I understand what you're saying. Look, Willis has a lot of faults. There's definitely a lot of things to look at and be concerned about, you know, when it comes to him being a quarterback. But at the same time, I think you can say that about all these guys. So you kind of start looking at the ceiling. And I'm not saying it's right, but I just think that's the mindset. But either way, what were we talking about with Trayvon Walker? Look, Trayvon Walker is a guy, I think that you can line him up almost anywhere on that defense, minus like safety and cornerback. Like, he can literally play almost anywhere on the field for you in that front 7. And I think that versatility will take him a long way. Is he the like most put together player right now? I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? I do think that he's still a bit raw, but I like him. I like him a lot. So Hurts, Willis, Pickett, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Trev Lawrence. I don't know why I said Trey Lance twice. I don't know about all that. Hurts ain't better than all that. I'll give you Willis and I'll give you Zach Wilson either way. Sam Howell was amazing in his Senior Bowl. I have a breakdown on my page, but Trayvon is a good pick for the Giants. Yeah, I agree. I think, look, they're trying to build. I see what he was trying to say, because Charles Cross he is kind of a reach right here. You know, going after somebody like Charles Cross, who's probably like 3rd, maybe 4th on most people's offensive lineman board, is just a reach. So we'll see what happens. I like the pick, though. I really can't complain about that. I can't talk too much junk about their first 2 picks. Like he said, though, something to watch is if they can move out of that 7th pick, if they can move out of this pick, right? If they can find a trade partner, you know, I don't know if they're necessarily going to want to stay in that spot. That's a lot of money that they're going to have to give up, you know, and I'm sure they would love to get more picks in such a deep draft. But we'll see what's up with the Falcons, man.
What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Dylan Matthews, back at it again with another hometown take. Shout out Philly the pod first and foremost. Shout out Joe Castro for having me on his mock draft. Let's go ahead and get right into it with the number 8 overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. The Atlanta Falcons select Ahmad, a.k.a. Sauce Gardner, the cornerback out of Cincinnati. You know, y'all tried to make it hard on the Dirty Bird this year. Thibodeau and Hutchinson were already gone. Obviously, the Falcons need pass rushing bad. I think David Ojabo is just a little bit of a reach at number 8. Malik Willis was already gone, the quarterback option. So I'm not feeling any of the other quarterbacks at number 8. Like I said, we desperately need a, defensive lineman, type of caliber player to help us out. But nobody's really there that I'm liking at number 8 overall. So guess what? We just gonna go ahead and make our 2 cornerbacks the meanest young cornerback duo in the NFL. AJ Terrell, Sauce Gardner. They gonna make some things happen back there in the backfield. Hopefully get a lot of interceptions and takeaways with that duo. And who knows? Maybe they, so busy locking people up in the backfield that actually helps out our pass rush a little bit, and we'll still be able to get some guys in the later rounds. So we'll see. But with the 8th overall pick, the Atlanta Falcons are taking Ahmad, a.k.a. Sauce Gardner. Again, shout out Philly the pod. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, like this video, give it a billion, trillion, gillion likes. You know what I'm saying? So, again, with the 8th overall pick, the Atlanta Falcons are selecting Sauce Gardner.
All right, so we got Sauce coming off the board. I see East Coast Gridiron loves that pick. It's high. I think a lot of these players or people in the top 10 look to want to trade out. Like, I think Atlanta, surprised he didn't look at a quarterback, if I'm being 100% honest. I mean, what are they going to do there? I don't know what the Atlanta Falcons would do. I don't know what the Atlanta Falcons would do. So, I mean, Sauce Gardner does give them a guy that's at the very, very worst, a high-end CB2. So, I guess it makes sense. I don't know. Who would you have picked at that spot for them? I'm thinking maybe a quarterback. I'm thinking maybe that's where the quarterback finally comes off the board. But I don't know. So, we'll see what Seattle does. I mean, Sauce Gardner is a good player. Sauce Gardner is going to be a good player. I'm not trying to act surprised. I just keep remembering who they pay. I'm not going to lie. I forget. I have a terrible memory. But I'm not trying. I'm trying not to do my Emmy winning, you know what I'm saying? Oh, my gosh. Can't believe it. But, Sauce is a good player. Sauce is a good player. So, I'm not mad at that pick. I don't know. We look at last year, the two cornerbacks went damn near back-to-back in the top 10. Right? So, I mean, realistically, Akem Ekwonu. Yeah, Ekwonu could have. He already went off. So, if you haven't watched this is 6 through 10. So some of these guys already went off. I'll give you the list of people that already went off right now. So the first 5 were Evan Neal, Aiden Hutchinson, Kayvon Thibodeau, Ekwonu, I can't say his name, and then Derek Stingley. That was your first 5 already. But I probably would have got a quarterback for the Falcons. But it is what it is. I mean, some people just don't believe in any of these quarterbacks, and that's a decision on its own. So I can't really fault anybody because I don't think that there's a quarterback in this draft that's going to make your team. Maybe there is. I really don't even want to make that statement. I just don't know what I'm getting out of any of these guys. There's nobody that's just blows your socks away, blows your mind away, that you're just like, wow, I have to have this guy on my team, as there have been in past years. Charles Cross from Mississippi State, that's a good choice. That is a good choice. I think he comes off pretty soon. But, yeah, we'll get to Seattle now. Build for the future.
Good afternoon, Philly fans and Joe Castro. This is Matt Willis and Seahawks Superfan coming to you from Naples, Florida, the off-season workout site for Gardner Minshew. Wink, wink. If you want to have that discussion sometime soon, Joe, give me a call. You know where I'm at. Anyway, just
am I going to have to get Gardner Minshew on the show, y'all? Is that what he's...
Just bringing a little sunshine to the mock draft today. Obviously, the Seahawks have lost some key pieces, and so some people might think I'd go quarterback, middle linebacker, places like that. But since Pete Carroll got there, we've had all kinds of trouble keeping healthy an offensive line that's worthy of any NFL quarterback. So I'm going with Charles Cross with the number 9 pick from Mississippi State. Redshirt sophomore, 6'5", 315, runs a sub-5 40, has great strength and agility, and I think once he puts on some more weight and learns our system, he's going to be a great addition. Potential Pro Bowler. I'm putting that out there right now. Anyway, this is a great thing that you're putting together here. Let me know if I can be of any more service. Go Seahawks. Go Cougs. Peace.
All right. So we're running through these quick. It's a good pick. That's a good pick, especially like I just said, if you're not one that believes in any of these quarterbacks to be that guy of the future and you're just saying, let's just build a core and then we'll figure that quarterback position out when it comes to that. Or if you just fall in love with the guys next year. I mean, look, next year I hear a lot about two specific players, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I'm not one to really put all my eggs in one basket. If you find a guy that you really like, that you feel like will fit your locker room, fit your team, I think you got to take a shot on him. But I respect that. Charles Cross is a good player. Charles Cross, he's gonna, like he said, he's gonna be able to protect whoever is back there, and that's very important. We saw that poor offensive line, mixed with that poor defense and just bad team overall, made Russell Wilson leave. Obviously, they don't want that to happen again. DK Metcalf up in the air, what's going on with him? So they obviously want to make their team a good destination again and somewhere people want to stay, right? They don't want people just bouncing after their first contract. So I'm not mad at that pick. I'm not mad at that pick at all. We're gonna get into the Jets pick.
Welcome in, guys. My name's Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7. I'm here to make the Jets' second of 2 first-round picks. Number 4, the Jets decided to go with guard tackle Ikem Ekwonu out of NC State. That means the Jets are still looking for their edge rusher and their wide receiver. Now, the Jets have been involved with numerous trade rumors, going from Amari Cooper to Calvin Ridley to most recently Tyreek Hill, and they've been sniffing around A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf as well. So there is a very strong possibility with all the wide receivers left on the board, the Jets could go that route to help out their young quarterback. Obviously, we have a need for a number 1 wide receiver here, but I tend to lean towards the second round or trading back into the tail end of the first to get our wide receiver. I like probably 7 or 8 of the top wide receivers in this class. I don't think any one is particularly over another. So with that being said, I would look towards the edge rusher route. And while I understand it's not getting the top edge rusher like you could the top wide receiver, the Jets have been absolutely dying for an edge rusher since like 2006 when we had John Abraham. So it's been a long, long time coming. Now, Kayvon Thibodeau, Aiden Hutchinson, Trayvon Walker are already off the board. That really leaves George Karlaftis and Jermaine Johnson. Now, the Jets were coaching one of the teams for this year's Reese's Senior Bowl, and Jermaine Johnson was on the opposing team. That Jermaine Johnson, I think, is a prime fit for the New York Jets. Now, he moved from Georgia to FSU to try and get some more playing time. There's going to be some skeptics that are probably saying, hey, this guy went to go play in the ACC to try and pad his stats for the next level because he couldn't make it at Georgia. I don't see that to be the case, and his performance at the Senior Bowl and the way he was just throwing guys around, I think the Jets were able to watch how he really performed there, and I think they're going to be really excited about this pick. So Jermaine Johnson is going to line up opposite of Carl Lawson, and I am all about it. Guys, the Jets finally have their edge rusher. So guys, on to pick number 11. Thank you so much for having me on.
That's my guy, man. That's my boy. I love that. I love their channel, to be honest. They have a great channel. So, but yeah, so that's the top 5 picks. Let me get my ugly mug out of the way so y'all can see it. So we have Malik Willis going to the Panthers. We got Trayvon Walker going to the New York Giants. We have Sauce Gardner going to the Falcons. We have Charles Cross then going to the Seattle Seahawks. And we have the Jets picking up Jermaine Johnson. I mean, looking at this as an Eagles fan, I know Howie is probably squirming right now. Howie is probably like, what am I going to do? A George Karlaftis would not be somebody that gets me upset. I would love to see a George Karlaftis on this team, but, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody in the next 5 that we have, right, you know, maybe picks him up. And we do have the next couple already in order, already have some of the picks in. We have some really cool guests for the next one as well, so I'm excited for that. But, you know, so far, let's go through all 10 of what we have. Let me pull up the first 5 real quick, because I do want to go over the first 5. All right, so the first 5 were Evan Neal, then Kayvon Thibodeau, then Aiden Hutchinson, and then Ikem Ekwonu, and then Derek Stingley, and then now we have Malik Willis, Trayvon Walker, Sauce Gardner, Charles Cross, Jermaine Johnson. So if I had to say, before I get out of here, if I had to say my biggest surprise pick would be between it would honestly be between Charles Cross right now and Sauce Gardner, if I was being 100% honest. The first 5 kind of went how I thought it would go, if I'm being 100% honest. The first 5 made sense to me. The later half, it gets, you know, this is where you start kind of picking a player that you want, maybe over a player that's a little bit more talented than, but I like the Malik Willis pick. I understand where he was going with it. He probably could have got way better value at that point. Trayvon Walker, another guy, I feel like you could have maybe gotten better value for what they need. I think Charles Cross would have probably been a better value for them. Sauce Gardner, I like Sauce Gardner a lot. I'm not mad at that pick or placement, if I'm being 100% honest. Another team that maybe they need something a little bit more than him, and maybe they could have got a better player at the position, like Sauce, you know, I don't know if Sauce Gardner is the far away number 1 at that position. And then Seattle, Charles Cross, like I said, I don't hate the pick. I understand the mentality behind it. But again, I don't know. I don't know what the need is there. What is the mentality as a franchise, right? What are they trying to do moving forward? So, and then the Jermaine Johnson pick. I've been very high on Jermaine Johnson. I think that's kind of a funny thing because early on in this offseason, I think actually the day before I went to the playoff game, I was talking about a mock draft. I was like, finally, I'm gonna do a mock draft. I'm gonna finally do a mock draft, right? And the mock draft that I did had Jermaine Johnson in it, and I think I got him at like 21, 22. I think somewhere around there, right? So when I got him, everybody was like, who the heck is this? Guy's way too high. He's going to be like a second, third rounder. And it's kind of funny to now see him in talks to be a top 10 pick. So it's interesting. It's interesting. Jordan Davis not coming off is blasphemous. Giants, Falcons, and Jets could use it. I understand. I feel that. It comes down to positional value too, though. Like how high do they grade defensive tackles, right? You know what I'm saying? That's really where I am with it. What's going on, Michael DeJean? Kyle Hamilton I was very surprised that he didn't come off. Yeah, I'll tell you that much. What's going on, Willis Duncan? Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Matt Coro said, Samuel, that's what you want? I want Wyatt. I would not mind Wyatt. I think that Wyatt, I like both of them. I think that Jordan Davis would be a very interesting prospect if he did fall to the Eagles. Like, if he did fall to number 15, 16 area, I wouldn't mind. I would definitely not mind him over somebody like Devontae Wyatt, but I wouldn't mind it the opposite way. I think that Devontae Wyatt is a very, very good player in this, and I think he's going to be a very, very good player in this league. Jordan Davis, Kyle Hamilton, and Derek Stingley are generational. Yeah, I definitely agree with you with Stingley. I think a lot of people sleep on him. Kyle Hamilton, I definitely think he's either going to be the best player that's ever played and everybody knew it, or he's going to be a big bust. Because a lot of people are, I don't know, I like the kid, and I like, obviously, the size and the strength, the speed. He's got almost everything, right? I can almost push aside all the combine numbers and the worries in that department. But I don't know, he's got a high bar that he's got to reach. So it's going to be interesting. I'm really keyed in on what Kyle Hamilton's going to be, because it's kind of like the same thing with Kyle Pitts. Like, people have told me he's gold so much. I'm going to look for any reason why he might not be, because it's like something's wrong here. Like, if everybody's agreeing, like, usually that doesn't happen. Jordan Davis, I don't know if he's generational. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I don't know if Jordan Davis is generational. I think that Jordan Davis is a great run stopper. If you just put on the film and walk away from, the numbers and stuff that we see with the 40 time and, how much he weighs compared to his size and how he can move and his agility. If you just move away from that for a second, right, and just put the film on and you just look at how he plays, I think he's a great run stopper. I think he's a great run stopper, a great player, but I think that he has growth. He has growth to be had. And I think when you look at somebody like a Devontae Wyatt, I just think he's right there already. I think you know what Devontae Wyatt is, and it's a very interesting prospect of what Jordan Davis can become. I think even if Jordan Davis never becomes a great pass rusher, I think he'll still merit a first round pick, but I don't know if that would be a top 10 guy, right? So I don't know. They want to move Kyle Hamilton to move to linebacker. That's how bad NFL teams want him. I'd take Jordan Davis at number 10. I would take all these guys at 15, 16. I'm not going to lie. I can see us trading up for D. I could too. If this is how it starts to, or if this is the sense that they get as a franchise, that this is kind of how it's going to play out, right? Because we already have, 4, right? We have 4 defensive linemen off already. And 2 cornerbacks. And 3 offensive linemen. None that you probably would be really that interested in. But, none of this was good for the Eagles. Nothing fell how we wanted it to. Vince Wilfork is what you want him to be. But, yeah, you do. That's a very specific case, though, and a specific defense that worked for him, and, they worked with each other. I don't know. I feel like, people see he can do something like this player, but don't realize what goes into that player doing it, right? There's a lot more that goes into it than him just going out there and being a perfect scheme fit. There's a lot that works around it. So I don't know if Jordan Davis is versatile enough You know, and I'm not trying to like brat and like hit, you know, I don't know how to say. I'm not trying to be rude on him and say he can't do something. I'm just saying I don't know if he's as versatile as the Philadelphia Eagles want their defensive linemen to be. I just don't. You look at Milton Williams; he's able to move to the outside pretty easily. You know what I'm saying? So, and there's guys in this class that can do that. I don't know if Jordan Davis is one of them, but I think he can be a very, very, very good, if not great, defensive tackle in this league. What's going on, Rock the Artist? Has more athleticism than Vince. You would want him to be more aggressive with his skill set. Yeah, you want him to be an all-around threat, to be honest, because with speed like that, you should be an all-around threat. Like, you're going against guys that are way slower than you in that interior line and that are way weaker than you, if I'm being honest. Michael DeJean says, would you do a mock draft with LB? Yeah, me and him are talking. We're going to do it this week. So that's going to be coming soon. I think that Devontae Wyatt probably is more of a Fletcher Cox than a Jordan Davis is, in my opinion. But, we'll see. I don't know. I think that he's going to be a great player, and Aaron Donald is the top of the line potential as well. You think that he has Aaron Donald potential? People throw around Aaron Donald a little bit too much. Everybody was talking about Milton Williams had measurables very similar to Aaron Donald, and this kid could be like, we got to stop throwing around, Hall of Famers names to random guys that haven't even played yet. But look, I think that when you look at these picks, I just started getting into like a whole different spat. This became something totally different from the draft, but I just wanted to come on here and show the draft picks 6 to 10. Obviously, I don't have Brandon with me, but duty calls, life calls, so he got busy. It is what it is. But he'll probably be back for the next couple of picks, and we have a really special guest coming on for one of the picks. I'm not gonna give away too much of the juice, but this draft is gonna get wild, and we're gonna finish it before the actual draft. So as always, we'll just keep on coming back to this draft and see how well we did or how bad we did. Probably more of the latter. But I appreciate all you guys, man. Everybody, be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family. But like I said, it is what it is. It's fly goes fly, and we are out here. Peace.
Everywhere. This is for
Yeah.
you.
Fly Eagles flying on the team. Touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird gang nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking